Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the Saucony Peregrine 12. It is a great option for those looking for a wonderful hiking shoe that won't break the bank. If you're new to the channel, my name's Roxy and I'm part of the Adventure Junkies team. We help people like you choose the right gear to get outdoors. If you want to learn more, go and visit the website at www.theadventurejunkies.com. Now for what you really came for, the Saucony Peregrine 12. So this is the Saucony Peregrine, and they retail for $130. And we have picked this out as our favorite budget shoe. That does not mean that they are the cheapest shoe that we're reviewing. It means that they are the sort of best value shoe you can get for $130. They come in women's sizes 5 through 12, and they are available in wide, but only one color combination in wide, so you just get one choice. According to online reviews, everyone says they fit true to size. We found that the fit is a little small. I wear sort of a 9 across the board. Every shoe I tested, I ordered a 9, and these, my toe does sort of push up against the front just a tad. I could maybe tie a little tighter to pull my heel back, but I don't like my shoe to be like suction to my foot. So yeah, I would say they're a tad small. You could go up half a size if you are looking for more room in your shoe. In terms of weight, the Saucony Peregrine is a pretty lightweight shoe, especially compared to its competitors. This is a size 9, and they were 16 ounces or 453 grams, and that is per the full pair, so that's both of them on your feet. And that is lighter than a lot of competitors, so if you're looking for a nice, airy, lightweight shoe, this could be a good pick. The Peregrine uses a very traditional lacing system. As you can see, it is just your classic up and down. There is one extra eyelet here at the top, so I might actually choose to switch over to that eyelet after I've tested them a little bit more to see if I can get my foot to really push into that heel. And oftentimes like runners or fast hikers will use this eyelet to sort of change around where the pressure is pushing on their foot. So that is nice. Other than that, just very classic, right up the shoe, nothing exciting there. This is not a waterproof shoe at all. Actually, it is quite the opposite. It is built for drainage, so your foot can breathe. A lot of these fast hiking shoes are made that way. If you actually look inside the shoe, you can see sunlight coming in. I can see like a shadow of a lot of tiny little dots on the inside here, which is pretty cool. It really shows how breathable this shoe really is. But also on the other hand, it's absolutely not waterproof at all. So if you step in a puddle, you're gonna know. So this shoe is not made for cold weather hiking, for snowy hikes, for swampy hikes. You really got to pick the correct climate to wear these, which I think would be most of the US in the summertime, unless you live in a swamp, and any of the warmer states all year round. I did a little research on the warranties for these Sauconys, and it's kind of hard to find information on it, but they do warranty their shoes against defects. So if you get your shoe and there's a factory defect, they will help you out. But otherwise, it was hard to find info on how they will go about that process. So let's talk about construction. Instead of traditional stitching, there is a tad bit of traditional stitching around where the laces, the eyelets attach, but otherwise it is a welded construction, and there's really not much to this shoe, which helps keep it really lightweight. So the welded construction is going to help with durability, with longevity, and it's going to protect you a tad bit. There are like plastic here on either side that's going to keep tiny rocks and dust a little bit out. The top is so breathable that I'm guessing you're gonna get, if you're hiking in a really dusty area, you're going to get dust inside that shoe. Like when you take off your shoe and like dust like poofs out, that is the shoe. There is some extra protection around the toe cap and the heel area if you're hiking in rockier areas, less than I've seen on other hiking shoes, but still they have thought of that if you are sort of running around in maybe like, I don't know, I wouldn't like do a 14er or climb a mountain in these, but if you're trail running or fast hiking at lower elevations, this protection is plenty. I do really like the tongue on these shoes. It is rather minimal. It is also made of that super breathable material and semi-gusseted. And what gusseted means is how attached it is to the actual shoe itself. So it is free, you can see here, it is free on the top and then gusseted down at the bottom. So you are going to get some protection from rocks and small pebbles getting into that area with the laces, but you also will have some movement on the top with the half gusseted portion, non-gusseted portion. And then there is a little pull tab here to help you pull on, loosen it a bit. So here's your pull tab. And this is helpful to get the shoe on, but it also protects your foot from the knot that you create on top when tying your shoes, if that's how you choose to tie them. So a lot of multi-purpose here, which is great in a minimalist shoe. Things serve multiple purposes, help protect you, but also help the functionality of the shoe. One of the things that that probably doesn't have multifunctionality, but is really helpful, is this hook here on the end. You can see right here, and that is to attach gaiters. So you attach here and then in the back, and gaiters will help keep all that dust and tiny rocks and stones out. So they did think of that. They do know how breathable it is, that you will occasionally want to use gaiters, like if you're through hiking in these on the JMT or something where there's gonna be a ton of different terrains, dust, tiny pebbles, you can wear gaiters and they already have that hook for you. So that's a really nice addition to these. So Saucony uses a PWR Run midsole, which is a trail running inspired EVA midsole that absorbs shock while you're hiking on the trail. So there is some type of cushion in here. It does allow it to be bendable and twisty, which is something I prefer. If it's something that you are not into, then you might want to look for a stiffer boot, but this one does have some nice give to it while still having that PWR Run midsole to provide support. You can see it is logoed right here, PWR Run. So between the midsole and the outsole is a rock plate, and what that is a small piece of plastic. You can actually see it through the gussets here, or through the lugs here in the little holes in the outsole, and that protects you from hard strikes on rocks. It's often something seen on running shoes, and these are particularly trail shoes, but it is a nice feature to have if you are fast hiking. So if you're not really paying attention to where you're placing your foot, that rock plate is a great addition. Some people like to feel the ground under them. They like to know where their toes are being placed and are more careful about foot placement. So having that does distract your foot from the ground. It sort of mutes out what you're stepping across. So that could be a pro or a con depending on how you like to wear your shoes. So the PWR Run midsole and the contoured EVA sock liner really help with cushion and give it more of a personalized feel. And I really agree with that. When you put these shoes on, it does feel like they do some hugging to your feet, especially around the ankle area. You can see it's cushioned a little more around the ankle area, which is nice to inhibit blisters. I do always wear higher socks with my hiking shoes like a dork, so to prohibit blisters, I don't like shoe on skin contact, but these do have a softer area around the ankle to prevent that if that's how you like to wear your shoes. There is a form fit removable insole in here. So here's the insole, and on it has 4 millimeter offset. So that is the distance from your heel to the ground versus from your toes to the ground. So that's a 4 millimeter difference. And then it does allow you to put your own insoles in there if you'd like to do so, because they have this removable insole. I found these to be quite comfortable, but you know, everyone is particular about their own insoles. So I found this to be like a run-of-the-mill wideness. There is a wide option that comes in one color. This felt very normal to me. It fit. The toe box does curve in a little bit at the big toe, and my toe did hit the side of this toe box. So if you have spreading toes, then this might be a smaller fit shoe for you. Otherwise, wide sides, I think it fit very normally. If you're looking for wider shoes, these are probably not the pick. You would want to go with the wide version. And those who like wider shoes, maybe because you want room for your feet to spread, you just have wide feet anatomically. Those who like skinnier shoes, perhaps you like to feel the shoe really tight on your foot. So it's definitely a personal choice. I found these to be totally comfortable, except the toe box area, which is a little tighter and smaller, especially for 9s, which I would consider myself maybe even 8.5, but I size up to 9 just because I like the extra room, and this did not even have extra room in the 9. These are super breathable shoes. We talked about seeing the sun come in, so that definitely means air can go out. So you can wear these on hotter days and know that your feet are going to be nice and cool. I wouldn't consider these needing a break-in period at all. I sort of put them on and they just felt great right away. I would say, like, before going on a 10-mile run, wear them around the house or wear them on a short trail, but otherwise, or a 10-mile hike, otherwise super comfy right out of the box. So Saucony uses this PWR track outsole, and there's been a few changes throughout the Peregrine line, but basically they've stuck with these 5mm lugs in a chevron shape. And they are honestly pretty grippy. I found them to be really reliable on all types of terrain. And that could be due to the sort of trail running-esque design, designed with fast hiking trail running in mind. So to keep you stable while you're running, but it really does keep you stable while you're hiking as well. So we talked about the drop. This is a very minimal drop. It's a 4mm drop, which means the distance from your heel to your toes is a 4mm. So like that, and we could see it on the insole, that drop. And then we can also talk about stack, and stack is how far your heel and toes are from the ground. So you could be really lifted up off the ground, so that's gonna be a high stack, or really close and like a minimal shoe, and that's gonna be a low stack. In this shoe, it's a 26.5mm heel stack, so you're 26.5mm from the ground and 22.5 in the toe from the ground. So there's that 4mm difference, and that's how far you are from the ground. So not that far off the ground, but enough to keep that cushion in there. If you're enjoying this video, hit the like button so more people like you can find it. All right, so just taking a look at these shoes, the sizing seems to be pretty good, although I would call it on the smaller side of a 9. My toe does hit the edge, but still comfortable in a 9. They are comfortable to walk and trail hike in as well. The midsole keeps it nice and comfy. The PWR Run is really padded. It has like a really cushy feel. And then the PWR Track on the bottom with these 5mm lugs keep it super grippy and really made me feel pretty stable while walking on the trail. So overall, a super comfortable shoe. I didn't have any pressure points. I think you could get some around the heel area if you're not wearing protective socks. Otherwise, the tongue is super comfy. I really like how thin it is and that it's halfway gusseted, which means it is connected, helping keep dust and small stones out closer to your toes, and then it's loose up near your ankle. And I am someone who the tongue moves around a ton, and this tongue stayed in place, I think, because of that halfway gusseted construction. They are not waterproof at all, but they do drain really well. So if you step in something, hopefully you can dry out as you're hiking. Otherwise, you want to avoid swampy and wet terrain. Just to recap a few things on the Saucony Peregrine 12. It is our top pick for best budget shoe. So it's not the cheapest shoe, but it is an incredible shoe for the price that you're paying, which is $130. The size 9 weighs in at 16 ounces or 453 grams. And that is both shoes on the scale. We weighed it ourselves. And that is pretty light compared to other shoes, similar shoes on the market. You can find it in sizes 5 through 12, and it is available in a wide, and you only get that one colorway in the wide, but there are plenty of colorways in the 5 through 12 regular wideness option, just the regular size option. The shoe is designed and marketed as a trail runner, but it is a lightweight, breathable, budget-friendly hiker as well. And I would suggest you use it at that. It's a really great shoe. I would say for through hiking, for fast hiking, for shorter trips. I wouldn't call this like a climbing shoe. I wouldn't summit a 14er or do some big climbs with scrambling in these. I think they can pull off your foot easily if it gets stuck somewhere or something like that, just because of the really minimal construction. But otherwise, a really great shoe for fast hiking and like around the town hiking kind of thing. They also look pretty cool. I like this colorway. They got nice pops of color. A few things I like about it are how breathable it is. I really like the construction of the tongue. I like how grippy the outsole is. A few things I'm not so into is the rock plate. I like feeling the ground under my shoes, but that is not for everyone. So that could be a pro for others. And then it's like double-edged sword. It's nice and minimal. It's really light. But because of that, you don't get much protection on the sides and the front. There is some minimal protection, but I would not use these to do any aggressive climbing or hiking. They're more of like a throw them on and do some backyard trails or a run or something along those lines. All right, I hope you enjoyed a review. Happy hiking.